The future of business is all about analytics, cloud adoption, and artificial intelligence. And most companies are on the lookout for a solutions provider who can help guide them through the maze of options. NICE is the world's leading provider of cloud and software solutions, helping companies make smarter decisions every day. I spoke to Matthew Addison about digital transformation and how to ensure your company is future ready. Matthew Addison, nice to meet you. To what extent can a customer-first organization be enhanced by moving from on-premise legacy systems to digital transformation with cloud-based solutions?
Okay, it's a good question. So we live in an experience-driven economy, and to meet and fulfill those requirements for the consumer, organizations are finding that they have to constantly update their IT, their landscape. Now, historically, that's been on-premise, but we're now seeing companies want a quick adoption. They need to be deployed immediately to go to market, and need to scale with use. The cloud delivers that. It enables organizations to access solutions that are ready to deploy. It gives them the access to the technology they don't have, it gives them the efficiency, it gives them the scale, and it also gives them the economies of scale.
So with cloud adoption, analytics, and artificial intelligence on the rise, what advice would you give to businesses looking to incorporate these technologies into their processes?
Okay, so I think the first thing, and this is just standard practice, is to make sure you know what you're trying to solve, and then use technology to solve that. Now, historically, we do studies to understand how this may happen, but actually now you can use artificial intelligence and analytics to actually identify processes that can be streamlined. So here at NICE, for example, we have a system that we put onto the desktop which watches what the agent does on a daily basis and can then see where efficiencies can be gained. So for example, cutting and pasting. If you think about an agent taking an address down, sometimes they have to put that into 5 different systems. If that can be done automatically, far more simple. If you think about follow-up emails, again, if that can be pre-populated by taking the information from the conversation through artificial intelligence and applying that, again, you speed up the process and drive better customer engagement.
So why do customer service agents need artificial intelligence and automation to improve the customer experience?
Okay, so it's all about helping them. Customer agents are there to provide the best experience to the consumer. Sometimes an agent is going to be able to do that on their own. They're going to be able to use their own intelligence, their own ability to say, if somebody's ringing to complain, they're going to need to empathize with them, and that's fine. But there are other tasks that are really hard for an agent to do, be that remembering every single regulatory change that's just happened that they're required to go through. Even the best agent in the world is going to struggle with that, but if you can give them a prompt that comes up as they're going through that section, that's going to help them. Likewise, there may be a load of information that they could actually analyze as that person comes through to say, oh, I know why they're calling. They can't compute that. Artificial intelligence can. Then wouldn't it be great for the agent to say, it's Fred calling, Fred called 2 days ago, he had a complaint, I can be on the front foot. For us, it's all about augmenting their ability and helping them become the sort of the superhero moving forward.
Wow, really time saving and making everything just slicker.
Absolutely.
So how is NICE inContact helping businesses to keep up with growing customer and employee experience demands?
So we've talked about how the cloud is the go-to for new solutions and how it's enabling organizations to expand with its need. So we think about what the cloud offers, and from our perspective, CXone is that one-stop shop for the contact center. What we see with NICE inContact is organizations coming to the cloud to be able to adapt to the ever-growing changes. So they can now access one solution with the ACD, artificial intelligence, automation, workforce management, all in one place. And again, as they go through and they expand, that solution has the ability to scale with them. Therefore, as new demands come in from their consumers, that solution can meet those demands.
Can evolve with the client, I guess.
It evolves with the client, it evolves with them, it evolves in terms of if they deploy globally. So perhaps if they're only in the UK at the moment, but then they want to go into France or Germany or US, they have the same experience globally. And it's a process for them of turning that functionality on and giving their employees access.
I see. Okay. And what role do advanced analytics play to increase visibility from unstructured and structured data across all marketing and customer communication channels?
Okay, so you think about the role of a contact center, it is to make the experience as smooth as possible. Now, when it comes to contacting a contact center, we believe that it's important to make sure you capture all the data, be that the voice, be that the interaction over the internet, be that through WhatsApp, etc. So that's a combination of structured and unstructured data. When you have that data, what are you going to do with it? The important thing is turning that data into something valuable to improve that customer's experience. So we do 3 things. First of all, we look to generate insight. So what can we glean from that data to make that experience better? Be that knowing why they're calling, be that knowing that they're calling to complain. The second part is to predict and make sure the agents are a step ahead and they are able to predict what perhaps that individual is making contact for, so they can provide that service straight up. I'm sure you've been frustrated before when you get passed from pillar to pillar and everyone says, how can I help you? We remove that. And then finally, it's about operationalizing this data. So how can we analyze all this data to see how the contact center agent can improve their workflow so they can resolve things more smoothly or find that upsell opportunity?
So how can this be used to improve the customer journey and customer experience?
Okay. So I think analytics is summarized in the ability to enable an agent to take a consumer on a personal journey. So we understand why they're calling or they're interacting on our website, we can give them that best service. To put this into context, I guess, if you think about somebody who's ringing up to complain, or somebody who's trying to be logging something on the website, they can't find where they want to go. They make contact. Wouldn't it be great if through technology I can understand from their natural language that they're angry? And therefore the system can pick up and say, we have an angry person calling, let's route them to somebody who actually has a really good score at resolving angry clients. Therefore you connect them to the right people, therefore you give them the best experience, and as a result your NPS score goes up and you probably sell more too.
So it's really kind of putting people in the places that they need to be going.
Yeah, I mean, historically you could route people to one area of a company and it was potluck who you spoke to. Now we're looking to understand why that person's making contact, be that speech or text, and as a result we'll connect them to the right agent. And that agent can then probably is better positioned to deal with that query than perhaps somebody who can't deal with that query.
I feel sorry for that guy who has to deal with all the angry customers now. Do you have any proof points or examples of where NICE inContact has made a positive financial impact?
Absolutely. I mean, it's probably adopted by about 3,000 companies globally, but let's pick out a few that are quite interesting. So take MoneyGram, for example, a massive global brand. They've actually consolidated to one solution and they've reduced their actual average handling time by 30%. So you put that into cost saving perspective, that's huge.
So what would be your top tips for improving employee performance to improve the overall customer experience?
Okay, so I think in the general senses is to make them part of the process. A lot of people focus on the technology you can deploy for the consumer to interact. Don't forget there's somebody there as well, and that person needs to feel empowered. So the first thing we would say is understand your employees, assign them a persona, know what motivates them, when they want to work, etc., and schedule things around them so you get the most out of them. Second part, I think we say is, give the employees the tools to be able to do their job. We talked about today 30 plus channels for the millennials to make contact. How's an agent going to pull that information together? Give them the tools to do that, be that a dashboard or even bringing in something like Neva, the desktop automation virtual assistant, who can process that information for them. By having that information available and there, you're going to put the agent on the front foot. They're going to know why these people are calling or they're making contact through chat, and they're going to be able to help service their requirements much more quickly, and as a result of it, give that consumer a much better service. We'd also recommend looking at their scheduling. Historically, scheduling was done in the back office by maybe a manager who just put people in different places. But Generation Z want to be flexible, so give them the ability to be flexible. Give them solutions that enable them to say, it's Thursday night, I want to go out on Friday because my mates are going out, or I'll just put my shift back into the process, somebody else will accept it, and without waiting 38 hours, 48 hours for it to be approved, I know instantaneously, because of the artificial intelligence within the system, will actually give it that automatic approval. And I think the final end of it is, how do you engage with that individual to help promote them and move them forward? Everybody wants to move forward. So it's about coaching and gamification for us. The coaching side, because we analyze everything, every interaction, so we can pick up on trends. Perhaps they keep forgetting to talk about an upsell opportunity, so we can pull that out. They can then see that coaching then drives their behavior, and they can be rewarded for that behavior because they'll see their sales achievements going up, and then they can use the points on the back of that to put it towards something they want, be that an iPad or a day off or tickets to the theatre or something. Just engages them. So I think in summary we'd say the more engaged your employees are, the more you enable them to actually achieve, the better the service and the more happier the consumer is going to be.
So it's a very human approach.
Yeah, humans are humans, and ultimately, you need to engage these people to understand them and enable them to be the most productive superhumans they can be.
Matthew Addison, thanks for talking to us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.